The last time we spoke about Zella was when, I think it was a few days back actually, when we actually called or expressed the potential of a floor being found, right? So it looks like the price action has been moving pretty nicely to the upside, but I would like to validate what could be happening for the following sessions now. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again on this Hump Day Wednesday. This is ARCa coming at you with technicals and raw price action thread of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, so yeah, this is Zella on the daily chart, and actually we did notice that we could have found, or we're expressing the high likelihood of a floor being found here, right? So we were trading at about 5 cents or around 5.70 back in that time, and we have since made a high of about 7.70, which is actually a pretty good growth. And now another thing to actually touch on is the fact that volatility versus momentum are still suggesting a potential continuation to the upside after a very likely pullback, if I'm actually being very honest here with the way that this candle structure is being faced, still making a series of lower lows and still making a series of higher lows. Okay, so we have to pay attention to how the price action is moving. Okay, so as you can see here on the trend line of this right angle triangle, you can actually see that that natural resistance touch actually has happened, even though we failed the triangle itself. This is actually something very, very typical for this triangle to be doing as of the last few months, actually. So it hasn't even been that long since we've been making this price action kind of happen in this manner. So what I'm trying to say is that, yes, we would find the resistance, come back down, reload, and then continue on. Okay, but we need to validate what the potentials could be regarding that. Okay, so let's move on to the next chart and see what we have. Okay, so another reason that we may have found that resistance, okay, was in respects to the very top side of this descending channel that we were talking about as well. Okay, so this is essentially where I was telling everybody that we may see a bottom right here, that we're actually right at the bottom of this channel. Okay, so we actually did make that ascent to the upside, and now we're facing the resistance of it as well. Please notice that on the bi-hourly chart, we used not only the top side of the channel as a resistance, but also the 200-day simple moving average as a form of resistance as well. Okay, you guys. So if I were to tell you that we had some downside to go, then that would actually lead us to the 50-day simple moving average located at about 636. Okay, so this is very discretionary of me to tell you in this manner like this without a mathematical model backing it, but it is a high likelihood. Okay, so now if we can go ahead and just connect the dots over here, you can see that we're actually touching down with this little red candle here, this red candle here. You can actually see that this cycle or ebb and flow looks like we may actually be facing that support touch in the immediate short term. Okay, so before a bounce to the upside, I want you to just I want to be abundantly clear here that I am, just based on this price action, which it doesn't really take a rocket scientist to know that this looks a little bearish, right? So let's go ahead and just make note that we may be finding a reaccumulation zone at about 638 to about 643, somewhere around there. Okay, so let's go ahead and now move on to the next chart. So I want to reference the Crypstex ARC-Series not the enhanced MACD. So this is actually the ARC whale spotter. Okay, so this indicator is quite intricate. It does have a MACD, momentum average, located below right down here. It actually has long signals, and it does have bear signals as well. Okay, right here. So a very important thing to notice here is that this indicator is able to give us a read of both regular and hidden bearish divergences, okay, as well as bullish divergences. So I just want to say momentum divergences in general, okay? So I want you to notice here on my following chart that I did notice here a drive of hidden bearish divergence, which is usually something that happens when momentum is making a series of higher highs, right? This is momentum represented by the RSI, Relative Strength Index, and price action is making a series of higher lows. Okay, so you can see the higher lows right here. So let's go back and reference to the ARC-Series whale spotter, and you can see that it actually auto-drew for us a drive of hidden bearish divergence, okay? And I actually made my line right over here just to validate exactly the touch points that it's it's in reference to, right? So very, very nice that it did catch that in the 12-hour time frame, which is absolutely the time frame that I look for divergences, right? So if you are interested in acquiring any of the, any of the subscription packages for these indicators, the ARC-Series Crypstex indicators, please send me a DM and we'll go over those subscription packages, okay? But you must have, pardon me, wow. You must obtain a TradingView account, either a free one or a paid subscription, in order for you to gain visibility to these indicators, okay? But please go ahead and start your account with TradingView. Then come back to me. We'll go over the subscription packages for the indicators, and then we can go ahead and give you the access to the private script list. Okay, so let's move on to the last part of the analysis, and this is going to be the RSI. Okay, so let's open up a multi-pane and start off with the immediate short-term time frame, just like we always do. Okay, so let's go ahead and reference that 30-minute. We can already see that we're facing a little bit of a consolidation period. Let me see if the hourly is just a little bit different. No, still about the same. Okay, so if we're going to face a little bit of an upside, it would be in respects to the fact that we are well within the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile. Okay, so please remember, this is your bear strength percentile, and as you can guess, yes, this is your bull weakness and bull strength. Okay, so let's go ahead and now move on to the next time frame. So this is the bi-hourly, still suggesting a little bit of a consolidation period as well. Okay, so as long as we do maintain ourselves within these gravitational zones, we are likely to find this type of price action. Okay, which is absolutely expected, since we are facing some macroeconomic data releases coming up on the 14th of February, and that would be the CPI read. Okay, you guys. So now moving on to the 8-hour time frame, it looks like we do have a temporary downside where we can actually find some support from that 14-day simple moving average represented by that pink line, and it shows on the daily that we may actually be facing that limited downside as well before an upside. Now, the reason why I'm saying before an upside is because it's actually in respects to two areas of support in this situation. So the 14-day moving average would essentially move right back up to that gravitational zone, which is right under the border between the bear weakness and the bear strength. That area would serve as a support zone, as well as the 14-day simple moving average, where we can use to bounce for the upside or a guide, right? So let's go ahead and now reference the bi-daily RSI, and please notice that it is facing the upside, and it has, I mean, this is very, very close enough actually to be considered to be within the gravitational zone of the oversold percentile. Sorry, we can actually use that. We've actually been using that 14-day simple as a form of support before continuing on to the upside. So this is very likely to find some continuation to the upside after an immediate short-term downside. Okay, so please expect a type of retracement maybe by the end of the session tomorrow or the following day. Okay, so and we have a consolidation period on the 3-day time frame. Okay, so this is slightly bullish, right? But since we don't have that much data, this is still suggesting a little bit of a consolidation period. So if we're looking at a downside, again, I'm definitely going to have to go ahead and give you the target of that. Actually, let's look at this maybe on the daily. Okay, so it may actually be a little bit too big of a range for us to see, but let's see. So 582 at the 1.618. Let's see if that's around here. So no, that's actually a little too low. Let's go back and reference a higher, actually at the 1.272 at 623. Let's see. That would be more like it, to tell you the truth, actually. So facing the 50-day simple moving average, which is located at about 636, is very much sharing confluence here. It's actually confluent, sorry, with the 2.272, the inverse. Where were we? My goodness, man. The where is it? Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry. The inverse 1.272 at 623. My apologies. I thought we were looking at the 2.272. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a trend line here that we are expecting a bounce from that 1.272 to 0623. Okay, so very likely we can actually touch down to this area here before finding a bounce to the upside. Please know I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. Okay, you guys, I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be just fine. Please refer to the links in the description below if you wish to follow me on Twitter, or if you want to come by and join the ARCa Bulls trading community in Discord. And also, if you would like to chart like I do and share drawings and kind of like make your drawings alongside the daily videos that I release, then please go ahead and refer to that link, the affiliate link in the description for TradingView, as it will help out my trading future greatly. Okay, you guys, but with that said, I wish you well, a very, very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.